All right, hello. Quick update. I've been playing with water, so that's cool. So let's go to the mountains for a sec. And here we go. We get some water. I'm not going to give the player the ability to do this, and you'll see why in a second. But here we're going to lay down some water, and it's still janky as hell. It shows, it exposes a lot of seams in some of my predictive code and stuff like that. But that's good. That means that I'll be able to fix them. Um, but yeah, it works. There's water. It's flowing down the mountain. And right. So another thing that I'll have to update, obviously, is it's kind of showing every other tick ish. Really, it just tries to keep up with whatever the server can pump out, and so it's batching a lot of the mesh reconstruction, and thus skipping ticks at the sake of performance. But because it's server authoritative, that'll never be a problem in terms of like simulating any logic. Like the water always will go through exactly the steps that it needs to go through to get where it needs to go. So okay, that's cool. So that's how water works on the mountains, for example. But how does water work? Let's drop myself. Oh, why did that not drop myself? Okay, well, there's another bug. There we go. Strange. How does water work in the ocean, right? And it's similar to something like Minecraft, where if you remove a lot of water from a large body, it will reset itself. It's a performance saving thing because, removing some subset of the ocean is essentially equivalent to removing none of the ocean just because it's so big. And so rather than have one missing piece be simulated for eternity in this ocean for no purpose, it just finds a way to reset itself. Okay. Problem is, there needs to be bounds on that. Otherwise, the edge cases of non matter preserving physics will expose themselves. And that's fine, as long as it's restrained. And I had thought it was restrained. So here it is. This is water that flows down the side of the mountain. Also, one thing, this is so early, water flows better that way than it does this way at the moment. That's just because I've been lazy, and I will fix that. But you see, it's this is matter preserving. The water will flow down. Rather than wait for that, I'll switch to something a little like, how about this? This should do it. So I'll drop this water, and down it goes, as you would expect. And then it hits a point, and you see it starts proliferating, and that's pretty cool. So why did it do that? Why did it start proliferating there when it didn't, for example, here or on that mountain? And that's because water behaves differently corresponding to the world water level, it's a fun hack that will, so long as you don't give the player the ability to arbitrarily place water like I have been, it should act, within reason. The problem is, obviously, this is not water level. That's supposed to be water level. Right here is representative of water level. There was a bug, and it's a shame I didn't get this on video because it was pretty sweet. I was just playing with this, trying to get the water physics right when it's above water level, and I didn't realize that I had water level coded to the wrong place. So I was like, let's watch it fall down this hill and see what happens. And then it got to here, and you will see that it very quickly, if you're not paying attention, will flood the entire world. And so this is a fun, stress test of how this works. And, it works. When it gets big enough, you'll really start seeing the edge cases of how the game prioritizes not skipping headset frames. That's because that causes nausea. And so everything else will lag at the expense of giving the player a 120 frames per second spatial experience for the sake of comfort. It's actually looking all right now. And you know what? It might look all right indefinitely, because when I was testing it, it was in debug mode, so it was significantly slower. So this might just work. But holy shit, it is going... I shouldn't be swearing in these update videos. Ooh. Oh, I know why that bug is happening, actually. So, okay. I can't go over every detail of this implementation because... it's well, maybe not surprisingly, quite complicated to get coherent water flow across a networked, chunked world. And so there are a lot of concessions you have to make. Long story short, it'll stop at, sorry, that's probably so loud. It'll stop at chunk boundaries, or it'll pause at chunk boundaries until the server catches up elsewhere. And so... Oh, God. Okay, so that should be a natural boundary. I hope. It's also kind of fun to try and stop this, but it's also kind of futile. Oh, shit. Okay, so because it's proliferating on so many boundaries, it's punting on... updating everything at once until it can find some stasis. And so you have these weird artifacts with walls of water that have paused. They will eventually resume. It's just kind of funny. I'm not going to let this play out. This is just going to cover the whole world. And, well, hey, look, there's the fish. I do have this bug where fish spawn on land. Okay. This video is getting long. Oh, whoops, that's not the hand. That's the hand. Ooh, I guess I'm just teasing a little bit of the new UI as well. And this flooding the earth bug is great because it's like, these fish that have just been stranded on land, doing nothing but flopping around, all of a sudden get some water and get some space to swim. You can force... Well, I'm actually not sure if this will work. You can force... Will that update? No, it won't. Thought you could force that to go quickly if you edited right there, but I'm just not dealing with that. Okay, this has been enough. So yeah, just a heads up. I'm working on some basic physics of these pieces, and it really makes the world feel more coherent, more real, like it's actually something you can interact with as opposed to just a grid of tiles. All right, thanks for watching. Stay tuned, and hopefully the water will be less janky and will be, set to the correct level and everything. All right, thanks.